What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for joining me for your daily forecast for September 29th of 2020. It's a Tuesday, of course. I'm Brian here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. So let's talk about some astrology. Well, it's a big day. It is the presidential debates in the United States. So, man, this chart is just like, woo! So it's one of those days. I guess that's a good way to describe it. It's one of those days. We have the sun in exact opposition to Chiron. The sun in, of course, Libra. You know, we got to try and find balance and harmony and aesthetic in our lives right now. And I think this is like a forcing of trying not to heal others, but to heal ourselves. Chiron in Aries wants to focus on us, our identity, our own ego. The more that we try and go out there and heal the world, well, if they're ready for healing, it can be one thing. But if they're not ready for healing yet, this is going to backfire. This has backfire written all over it. So yes, if people are reaching out to you, this is a good time to bring that wisdom to other people. But as far as it goes today, if someone is triggering or not going along with the way that you think their life should be, well, you should probably just keep it to yourself. I'm going to be honest, because fights will break out over this transit. Of course, we get a presidential debate. So, ding, ding, ding. Round one should be very interesting. Of course, we have Saturn going direct today, last night, 10 o'clock p.m. Monday for the West Coast, and of course 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast of the United States, and in Australia it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon of what it would now be the 23rd. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Saturn is direct, father time, our karmic planet. The sharpness of the rings of Saturn is moving forward, so it is time to move forward with long-term goals. It is time to, come back to all the stuff that we had to learn and revisit in the structure of our life and move forward with those plans. But of course, we have Mars exactly squaring today, so it's definitely one of those days where you don't want to force something into a hole that is too small. What goes in the hole that fits, it fits. It's like, simple as that. Go for what you desire without jamming something in somewhere where it doesn't go, because it's only going to frustrate. It's only going to make you think that, that's not meant to be. And you know what truth is it may not be meant to be, but at the same time, maybe it's just not meant to be right now. So these are things that you have to consider going through the day. And if struggle comes up with something, or what you want to achieve or go after, you have to consider if it actually aligns with yourself and what you truly want, for one. And if it does and it's not fitting, well, put it to the side gently, not in a Mars square Saturn rage of throwing it across the room. Put it aside gently and come back to it a little bit later. Some things just need time to manifest. Some things don't. And I think you're going to know very quickly what long-term goals are meant to manifest quick and what are meant to in due time or not at all. So that. We got Venus here, which is coming off the square to Mars. The trine to Mars. So very nice. This is definitely the shining light, is this Venus in Leo. I'm going to say that until Venus moves into Virgo here, because we got to go towards the reality that's fun and make sure that our long-term goals are set up for fun and that bring love and that bring excitement and joy into our realities right now and into our immediate realities with the North Node, of course, in Gemini. We have this moon that, is going to come over Neptune today. It's doing its thing. Came off a trine to Mercury yesterday. And it's we're trying to look towards the long-term goals in life, I think, that bring us like a dreamy outcome. And that's great. But, we definitely have to not get too lost in the dreams and go too far away. We do have to bring it to reality. The opposite of Pisces, of course, is Virgo. We have to be able to bring our emotions to this reality and not get lost in some sort of crazy dimensional dream, especially with the nodes creeping up on Neptune and making squares. We got to bring things to this reality and create and bring that fire to this reality and go after what brings us love and harmony and joy, and go after relationships that bring us love and harmony and joy. So it's definitely a good day to, stay in your truth, I would say. We have Uranus here, stay in your truth and not force truth down other people's throats would probably be the ultimate message for today. We have Uranus here coming up on a quincunx to the sun in Libra, which is going to be exact for the full moon tomorrow night. So this is a big buildup today, I think, of like where we are really going to go for the rest of this year, astrologically speaking, where our long-term goals are going, and is there electricity and excitement to our reality? Are we creating and innovating the world that we want and building from that? And are we doing it in a completely different way? And it's like if we're not doing it in a different kind of Uranian way, then we're just going through the same old motions that we've been going through, which is really what Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn are trying to change. Like that's stale energy that's been there for years, 1,000 years. So it's a whole revamp, and even goes back farther than that. It's a whole revamp of a structure and a government and a system that is getting wiped out. So again, for this debate, people are going to be edgy, super edgy. And they're going to want, their team to win. But, I think you should be rooting for your team and the relationships that are on your team and the people that are on your team in your life. And the ones that actually make sense in your immediate life with that North Node in Gemini. The big world stuff, even the country stuff, Uranus is like trying to change reality right now in Taurus, and like so we can build off that. It's just another aspect to this Capricornian energy that's rewriting the system here. It's changing the game. And we got to switch it up from like a whole nother world and like stop playing the games of the world. And the ultimate way to do that would be to step into love, peace, happiness, joy, fun, all of that Leo and fifth house energy. It is the ultimate creativity, and like with Uranus, it's the out of the box creativity, and like that's something that can be beautifully brought up today if you're not triggered by everybody else's weird identity and their beliefs. So let's see what the card is for today. We got the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, it's like you're going to go on this beautiful new journey and you can create this brand new reality that you want, that is authentic to you and makes you happy and brings you what you want and brings you these like real physical gifts and manifestations. But you have to be willing to like look outside the box and go there. You have to be willing to make some out of this world change maybe, and to really stop forcing people to try and be like you. Be you. If people are going to vibe with it, they're going to vibe with it. If people aren't, they aren't. And fighting over really old presidential candidates that, I'll be real with you right now, it is a Jupiter and Saturn year. This happens every 20 years on elections. It's not good for elections. You can look back on history. I think out of like the ones I saw, there were probably 8 or 9 assassinations. JFK was elected on a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction year. So I'm not trying to predict anything like that, but look, we're in for a wild ride, and I don't know what's going to happen with this election, but don't get so caught up in it that it consumes your world, because it might come back in the end and just your whole world might flip upside down. And I guess maybe that's my prediction for the future, whatever it may bring. But for today, we got our own healing to deal with, and it's finding the aesthetic of the reality that we truly desire that brings us the ultimate happiness. And that is the beauty, and thinking outside the box and dreaming, but bringing those dreams to reality. I love you very much, everybody. I'll see you next time. Peace.